Air conditioning cover. Lovely, huh? For the camper. A little rough. We're gonna fix it. You watch and see. That's the drop cloth. Painter's drop cloth. 8-ounce stuff. So it's pretty decent. Pretty heavy. So I'm doing my own fiberglass work without the glass. So that way I don't have to mess with fiberglass. This stuff will be perfectly solid enough and strong enough to do what I'm doing. So let me show you the view from here. There's the front one. There's the back one. You can see it's all tore up back there. So once it's painted, you'll never know. Maybe. This is a lot easier to work with than fiberglass, I can tell you that much. No messing around. You can use regular utility scissors, and I have these. This is so easy. Just mark what you want, cut what you want. No fiberglass, no gloves, no nothing. So much easier. Okay, this is the stuff I'm using, if it matters. It's just regular epoxy, nothing fancy. Part A, part B. Okay, and I'm using a scale to measure out about 0.4 pounds. 0.400. The reason I'm doing pounds is because this doesn't change into grams or anything anymore. It just it does pounds, but it'll do 3 digits off of a pound, so we'll be all right. It'll work fine. So I'm going to use 0.4 of each parts and then start spinning them up. And hopefully my little doobobby will spin it up for me and mix it well. So we'll go from there. I put a layer of epoxy down over top of the structure. You can see it's bleeding through a little bit. Now I'm going to coat the outside and stretch it tight, make it stick to it, I hope. Well, first coat is on. Stretched out a little bit, about as good as it's going to get. Hopefully it sticks to it. If not, it'll be conformed to it. But there's the first coat. Putting on the second coat. Looks pretty decent. This just might work. Okay, I'm going to do this left-handed. That's all I'm doing. I got a mix of epoxy. Brush it on over top of the tarp, and we're going to have 100% plastic seal, I hope. That should be stuck to the other one because I put a layer of epoxy down, then put the tarp over it, then ran one layer of epoxy yesterday. So still needs a little bit more reinforcement, with, you know, epoxy. Then I gotta fix this. Yeah, pretty bad. It dry rotted and fell apart as soon as it got touched. However, I have another one that I can use for a model. So that's what I'm going to use to make my new one out of. Hopefully it doesn't look too bad. This one will need a top, but at least it shouldn't need sides. I'm going to paint epoxy all over that side. At least one coat, maybe two. That way it reinforces what plastic is there. That's my plan. It's getting there. I had to do a little trimming on that bottom leading edge. I think it's going to work. Well, second coat's on. See how it does. Well, it's a work in progress, but this just might work. I got to do a little trimming once it sets up, but it contoured nicely to the old piece that was down there. This just might work. Woohoo! Here's the other one. That one looks pretty nice. It's trimmed off. Everything's ready to paint, so I'm painting everything with that rubber roofing. But it's solid. That's what counts. There you go.